Hey guys, Dr. Ben Galliard here with my wife Michelle Galliard, and we're going to be talking today about tips for all day energy. How do you have this energy right now at 8:46 a.m. that I had at 7:46 a.m. and 5:46 a.m. all the way until 8:46 p.m. tonight? How do you have that consistent energy all day long? And this is such an important piece. Whether I'm in the office doing my stuff, whether Michelle's working on her business, working with her with the kids, with clients. Everything.
Driving around town.
Driving around town. And then, like yesterday, the air conditioning went out in the car, and so that was a whole nother thing of having all day energy, even when things are thrown at you that you just don't like, and you're like, oh my gosh, all this stressor. So we're going to go through some things that we do personally to really make a change for that all day energy. So the sleep one I'm going to touch on, and then you're going to give how we changed our sleep. But sleep, really, it's about sleep hygiene. So you need to prep yourself for sleep. So don't, like, I've got this light ring on right here and it's bright, and after coming out of that I'm like, holy cow, everything's just really bright now, I'm awake. Instead of doing that before bed, you need to turn lights down low, have salt lamps, reddish, orangish lights, all these type of things. You need to be able to have that sleep hygiene. A couple of things that we changed in our bedroom after me poking and prodding a little bit. What are some of those things?
Cooling it down. You've spoken about this before. He had to train me into feeling comfortable with cooler, which is a challenge this summer in Colorado. Yes, it's been close to 100 every day, but allowing in the winter for it to be cooler, and then allowing just all those comfy, warm, weighted blankets on me instead of
and that's something that you've added in, is that weighted blanket,
yeah,
right?
A few.
Yeah, two weighted blankets. But so in the winter, we've got baseboard heat in our room, so we'll actually turn it down to 60 degrees in the winter, and just have the blankets on, and it's kind of this like cozy womb type feeling in there.
And then lights.
Yep.
We changed curtains,
Yep.
so he couldn't sleep with it too bright in there. And so I got the blackout curtains behind our decorative curtains. I got blackout curtains that actually Velcro and seal out the light. And now I can't sleep if there's a light coming in. I'm used to that.
Our neighbors, even though we're out on a little acreage, their light is like shining straight into the window right next to me. And okay, I'm a little weird, but I'll go to sleep and there's actually a pillow over my eyes and face.
I have a night cover.
And so again, having that sleep in a good state is absolutely crucial. You guys need to be able to get that good restorative sleep. Michelle uses her Whoop, WHOOP, which is a great tool to be able to tell what your sleep is like, and then what your readiness score is too. Are you ready to go exercise? Do you need more sleep the next night? It's actually a pretty slick tool if you have not seen it. WHOOP is a great sleep monitor tool through there. Number two is something we talk about all the time, is having steady blood sugar all day long. So your blood sugar needs to be consistent, not going high, not going low. This is why we've done glucose monitoring for years, finger prick for years, reverse diabetes, all types of things. Now we have continuous glucose monitor back in the arm, on the abdomen, and from that we've learned so much. Tell them a couple things that you learned from that.
So when I was doing the finger prick and things for years, when I put the CGM on, I did learn that, so my blood sugar would be perfect at 9 p.m. before bed, and then it was absolutely perfect in the zone at 6:15, but it was spiking to 120 the entire night for a little bit until I noticed that. And that completely would have been lost with just the finger prick. It would be like, perfect, we're good. And I had no idea it was going wonky all night. So that was a great thing to see. It was probably adrenals, stress stuff affecting blood sugar, and we nipped that in the bud. Just different, feeling weird. Like I would just, I'm having my nausea things. I'm just going to go lie down. And I looked and went, oh, it's 140 because of whatever I just ate. But I wouldn't have known what those symptoms were, that was like my thing, until we saw the spike and went, oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, so the, who's that? That's Paula Betts saying, love the continuous glucose monitor. I mean, it's an absolute game changer, deal breaker. Every 5 minutes, we're going to get feedback to our phone telling you exactly where that is. Huge part of it. Every new patient that we start with gets a CGM, and we get those changes through there. Exercise, huge part of having that all-day energy. And for us, most people, we recommend to exercise in the morning. That's going to jumpstart that metabolism, get you that energy, that blood flow going, pumping into the brain. And that's something we do. We've got a little gym at the house, and so I used to sit down and journal, write, read, pray, everything at a desk. And then I'm like, I tell people all the time, get a standing desk, don't sit all day, and I'm sitting here for 45 extra minutes. And so now it's a little bit weird, and at first Michelle would kind of laugh at me. I'd get on the treadmill and I'm reading and doing all, and then even journaling. You couldn't read it before.
You can't read it anyway.
So it doesn't matter. But I'm journaling up there, everything in 30 to 45 minutes, walking on there, then do the workout. And so, it's specific for the person, and that's the crucial part about exercise.
And I'd say, yes, most Americans under-exercise and are doing nothing, but those who are, most of us are over-exercising, taxing those adrenals. So you just also want to make sure you stay in that zone. We've had instances where, the heart rates were going too high. There's 3 of us working out. Stephen was in town, and I said, no, I'm bringing it down. It's over my zone. He said, no, it's a different system. And for the rest of that day, him and Stephen, their energy was just so much lower because they had pushed the heart rate too high. And so just a reminder of learning what your heart rate zone is and staying in that to sustain energy and not pull it.
Yeah, and that's, it's a weird thought because, like Michelle said, most people aren't working out enough. They just don't do much. But then most people that are working out are actually overdoing it and pushing too hard. So it's duration and it's heart rate. And if you do those, you're going to feel so much better. If like Michelle said, end of the day, mid-afternoon, whatever, if I push too hard for a workout, I'm yawning in the afternoon, I'm getting tired, starting to fade a little bit, but if I do what I need to do, stay in that good range, totally different, totally game changer there. And get outside. This is a huge one, especially now that kids are back in school every Friday. It's a get outside, go for a hike here in Colorado. We've got a bunch of trails close by. We can get out, breathe, and shut it down a little bit, especially if you can get a place where there's no cell service. You'll just be able to shut that brain down and relax. Even if you're living in New York City, and get out into Central Park, but get out into nature. There's tons of research showing that there's a lot more consistent energy if you do that. And then ultimately taking a Sabbath. And a lot of people aren't quite sure what that means. Is that like Little House on the Prairie days, what they do? What they
nothing.
Do?
You could do nothing.
You sit there and they let their legs like dangle, and they have their little corn husk doll they could play with. But it's not even so much a religious thing. It's a take a break thing where a day, even if you only have 4 hours, and you just sit there on the swing and just watch the ducks swim by or whatever it is. Take a downtime, and that's going to actually give you more energy throughout the rest of that week.
Doug always pushes me if I'm overwhelmed with everything on my plate, my loads, go out in nature and sit under a tree. I've never done it. I can't do it, but it's really good. It's a really good idea. You should just sit, sit.
Yeah,
watch. Don't bring your phone.
If there's a river nearby, just watch the water flow. Any of those things. To have that downtime actually is going to regenerate you for a whole lot more coming your way, and you're going to be able to handle so much more. But in today's day and age, we're constantly stimulated, and then people get on. There's this app called TikTok. I don't know if you. I'm kidding. So if you've been on TikTok, it's like nothing but stimulation, and if you get sucked in there, and people will be on for like an hour or two, and then all of a sudden they come out and they're like, holy cow, it's just in this alternate reality. But that whole time their mind and their heart and everything was going. We need downtime to be able to regenerate, so we have that energy. So again, get that quality sleep, stabilize the blood sugar, get the exercise in the right range, heart rate and duration, get outside, commune with nature and the tree, and hold it and hug it, whatever you got to do, and then take a Sabbath, take some downtime, a day if you can, but even 3, 4, 5 hours at a time of just nothing going on, and you're going to reset your body and have that all day energy so that you can be the best you can be. All right, guys, make it a great day and stay strong out there.